evil.
Hello and welcome to PlayStation Access. My name is Rosie and I'd like to introduce you to some rather ghoulish creatures. It's been just over a year since our PlayStation 4s were graced with one of the best games of 2019, Capcom's remake of Resident Evil 2. And now on April the 3rd, we will be blessed with another remake, this time being a remake of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, featuring everyone's favourite biohazardous creature, Nemesis. I am incredibly excited for this remake and have been replaying the original PlayStation 1 version to prepare myself for it. I haven't played the original in years, and even then I didn't really play much of it as I got too scared by Nemesis, and so my older brother played the rest of it. And whilst replaying it, I've been reminded of all of the other life-threatening creatures you encounter that kinda got pushed aside by Nemesis. Literally in some cases. So I have compiled a list of 5 creatures we'd hate but love to see in the Resident Evil 3 remake. It's worth remembering that these creatures may not actually appear in the remake, and if they do and you've not played the original, there may be spoilers ahead. Also, I'm only going to be covering creatures we haven't seen from trailers so far, meaning there'll be no zombies, no hunter betas, and no Nemesis. He's had a whole trailer dedicated to him and we're already all aboard the hype train. So grab yourself a Jill sandwich and wrap up in the safest blanket you have, as we're about to get started. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Let's kick this list off with these creepy beasts. Giant spiders! Yay! You may love spiders, you may hate spiders, you may think they're just alright. But these things will certainly send shivers up your spine. With their speedy legs, the way they just drop down on you whenever they feel like it, the way they charge at you, oh, don't you just love them? These arachnids are some of the creepiest you will come across in the whole of gaming. Whenever you encounter them, they're not always obvious. They can be hiding on a ceiling, showing you only their shadow, hiding off camera until they charge at you full speed, or the game puts you in a room where the first thing you see are spider webs and then, oh boy, there it is! And even if you do take them on rather than just leg it, they leave you with little spiders that jump on you. I just love to see them come at you from an over-the-shoulder perspective, rather than the locked camera angles the original uses. Just thinking about their piercing eyes coming for you with their legs up and that movement speed, it will be horrible. I hate their legs, I hate their speed, I hate their hiding skills, and I hate the way they wiggle their butts. But this is also why it would be great to see them in the remake. Next up is another creature that's kind of been in previous Resident Evil installments, but not quite. The Hunter Gammas. Before you say anything, I know earlier I said, meaning there'll be no zombies, no hunter betas, and no Nemesis. But I said hunter betas, not gammas. The betas have a more deformed appearance as they are prototypes for the hunters used in Resident Evil 1. And to be honest, I am only presuming that the hunter revealed in this trailer is the beta model, as it's very shadowy, so it's hard to tell. But you control Carlos and seem to be in a hospital, which matches up with the original. Then again, the remake may have just changed them into fully functional hunters, so I guess we'll just have to find out in April. However, by looking at this silhouette, I am quite sure that it's not a hunter gamma. Gammas prefer being in moist areas and have a bigger, rounder head. They're fast, strong, big, surprising, and you really don't want them cornering you. Otherwise, you may as well say bye-bye to your life. If these things are in the remake, I can see them glistening as the water reflects their scale-like skin, and I'd love to see how different the remake would make them look compared to the betas. The hunter species is generally incredibly intimidating, and having the gammas in the remake would make surviving this zombie outbreak much more interesting and varied. But if they jump out of the water at me again, I swear I will scream.
No! Don't make me do this, Murphy. I don't want to shoot you. Kill me.
Okay, so this isn't really a monster, but he's getting there. Let me introduce you to Murphy, a member of the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. And sadly, he is on the breaking point of turning into a zombie. In the Resident Evil 2 remake, you encounter Marvin, who was also infected by the virus, but was still closer to being a human when you interacted with him. Until he turns, and then it's a completely different story. But Murphy is on the cusp of turning. You see him slowly approach you as he tries to fight back his zombie urges to attack Carlos. His eyes seem heavier than other characters. He has a slightly more pale tone to his skin, and he talks in broken sentences.
Before I lose conscious, before too late.
And I think it would be really interesting and really tragic to witness a character just become a zombie in the remake. You could already see his state in the original version, but just imagine what little details the remake could add to Carlos's poor comrade and friend, Murphy.
Murphy. Why?
Do you want another speedy creature with big legs, only these ones jump really far and try to suck your brain out? I thought you did. Say hello to the Drain Demos and Brainsucker. I've grouped them together as both of these monsters are incredibly similar to each other. Only one of them is stronger than the other, and I can never tell which one I'm fighting. I tend not to take notice as I'm too busy staying alive. They're big, jumpy, hairy, love staying right behind your feet, run up walls, make screechy noises, and I think they would be terrifying in the remake. When I first encountered them, I freaked out and ran, only to then be told that the elevator wasn't working, and I thought, I do not care, get me out of here! And the more I look at them, the more I see how gruesome they actually are. You remember how scary it was when a zombie was in your face in the Resident Evil 2 remake? Well, imagine one of these creatures that close to you going for your head. They will definitely put us on edge, as if Nemesis wasn't enough. But really, all I want them to do is make this noise when they attack me, as it makes them seem so much happier to me, and it really helps me cope with the stress.
That fitted so perfectly, oh my god.
What's going on? Whoa! Oh. What is that?
It's a big old worm! For the last entry in this video, I have chosen a monster who really likes to disrupt your plans, the Gravedigger. You first encounter it when you're being chased by Nemesis again, and the floor collapses underneath you. Jill gets up, sees that a sewage wall is crumbling, and you're thinking, oh god, is that you, Nemesis? I don't like this. And then, bam! It's a worm with teeth, who really doesn't want you pressing switches to escape and loves taking a lot of your health. Then later on, you're having a lovely stroll through an every kind of horrible creature-infested park, and it comes back. Only this time, it comes to you. It's big, makes you think on your toes, forces you into tight situations, and is really, really strong. And have you seen how many teeth it has? Be prepared for this earth and flesh-loving monster, as I can imagine it taking a toll on your ammo you've been saving for Nemesis. And also be prepared for tiny versions of it, which slither around the floor in groups, looking really eerie. And once they grab you, I presume they suck your blood as they change color. But just looking at them slither and listening to them, oof, it gives me goosebumps. And there you have it, 5 creatures from Resident Evil 3 Nemesis we would hate, but love, to see in the remake. Have I missed any out? Are you as excited to be incredibly stressed out by Nemesis as I am? Let me know in the comments. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and hit that notification bell so that you stay up to date with the world of PlayStation. Thank you very much for watching.
For the players.